All right, let's talk about something big that just happened. Microsoft just made a huge move that could seriously shake up the entire future of AI. On January 26, 2026, they pulled the curtain back on a brand new, custom-built chip, and believe me, it signals a major new chapter in the battle for who will dominate AI.
So you might think the big fight in AI is all about who has the smartest chatbot or the coolest new software, but that's not the whole story. Not even close. The real war is being fought on a much deeper level, over the actual silicon, the powerful, specialized hardware that makes all of this AI magic even possible. And this right here, this is Microsoft's brand new weapon in that fight. Meet the Maya 200. It's a totally custom-designed chip, basically a silicon workhorse built for one very specific and, as we'll see, very expensive job.
Okay, so what is this thing exactly? Well, on the surface, the Maya 200 is an AI accelerator. It's a big upgrade from their first attempt back in 2023. But the reason it exists, that's where things get really interesting. It was designed to solve one of the single biggest and most costly problems in the entire AI industry.
And to really get why this chip is such a game changer, you have to follow the money. And right now in AI, the money trail leads straight to one single process. A word you're going to hear a lot more: inference.
So what is inference? It's actually the part of AI you use every single day. When you ask a chatbot a question, when you tell an AI to generate an image, when an app gives you a recommendation. That's inference. It's the AI actually doing its job for you.
Here's the best way to think about it. Training an AI, that's like cramming for a huge exam. It's this massive, incredibly expensive one-time effort to teach the model everything it needs to know. But inference? That's actually taking the test. And not just once, it's like taking the test millions of times a second for millions of different people all at the same time.
And as you can imagine, that constant, ongoing cost, it's not just big, it's exploding. As more and more of us use AI every day, the bill for simply running these models is going through the roof for companies like Microsoft and Google. It is a gigantic business problem that just screams out for a new hardware solution.
And that brings us to the bigger picture. Because what Microsoft is doing here, it's not happening in a bubble. This is just the latest shot fired in a massive, high-stakes arms race between the world's biggest tech companies.
So it raises the big question, right? Why is everyone, we're talking Google, Amazon, Microsoft, suddenly so obsessed with designing their own custom silicon? What is going on here?
Well, for the longest time, there's been one king of the castle: NVIDIA. Their powerful GPUs have been the gold standard, the engine that powered this whole AI revolution. But here's the catch. When there's only one store in town, they get to set the prices, and that's expensive, not to mention risky. So Google went first, pioneering their own TPUs. Then Amazon's cloud division jumped in with its Trainium chips. And now Microsoft is throwing its hat in the ring with Maya. For all of them, the goal is the same: to take back control of their own destiny, and maybe more importantly, their own costs. Okay, so now that we have the lay of the land, let's zoom back in on the star of our show, the Maya 200. How does it really stack up against the competition?
First off, you have to understand that this chip is an absolute monster of complexity. Microsoft has managed to pack over 100 billion transistors onto this single piece of silicon. I mean, just try to wrap your head around that number. It's that insane density that lets it chew through all those complex AI calculations so efficiently.
And all that complexity translates into pure, raw performance. Get this, compared to its rival, Amazon's latest Trainium 3 chip, Microsoft is claiming the Maya 200 delivers 3 times the performance on a key measurement for AI inference. That's not just a little bit better, that is a massive leap.
And Amazon isn't the only competitor they're taking aim at. Oh no. In their official press release, Microsoft explicitly states that Maya's performance on another critical AI task is better than Google's latest generation TPU. That is a direct shot across the bow to the company that basically started this whole custom chip trend.
Okay, so Microsoft has built a really powerful chip that can go toe-to-toe with the best in the business. But so what? What does that actually mean in the real world? What are the implications here?
Well, this isn't some science project sitting in a lab. It's already being put to work, right now. It's the new engine behind Microsoft's own internal AI models. But more importantly for us, it's already supporting the massive daily workload of its chatbot, Copilot. And they're not even keeping it all to themselves. They're already opening it up for developers and researchers to start building on.
Look, at the end of the day, the strategic goal here is actually pretty simple. When you build your own engine, you can make your car go faster and use less gas, right? By controlling its own hardware, Microsoft can make its AI products like Copilot run faster and way more efficiently. And by crushing the cost of inference, they can make these amazing tools more accessible and more affordable for all of us.
Which leaves us with one final, absolutely fascinating question. For years, NVIDIA has been the undisputed king of AI hardware. They've been sitting on the throne. But now, every single one of its biggest customers is turning into a direct competitor. So you have to ask yourself, is the king's dominance truly safe? Because it really feels like the great AI chip race is just getting started.